Right guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm just going to be showing you how to change the bottom bracket in your Vitus Nucleus VR mountain bikes, your hardtail mountain bike. So let's go ahead, let's run through the steps. So here's the chain set we're after removing. This is a 1x8 speed. This uses a box for drivetrain on this. So first of all, what I'll do is I've shifted down to the 11 at the back, the smallest. And then all we'll do to remove the chain out of the way first is I'll just push forward on the rear on the derailleur cage like that so the chain goes slack. And I'll just show you it, taking it off the front there. So like I said, I'll just pull forward on the derailleur cage so the chain's gone slack like that. And then just lift off the chain like so. And we drop it over like that. You drop it down the crank arm, you can remove it off the bottom like that if you want to, so it's off the actual bike. Then to put it back on, you slide it back over the crank arm and drop it onto the chain ring, or you can just leave it down there if you want to as well, and then just let go of the cage so it's just there out of the way. So I'm just going to remove it completely like that so it's out of the way for the moment. So here we are on the opposite side now, so we need to remove this arm first, so left hand arm. Now you know that your bottom bracket will need replacing when it's like this. That's all it moves, even flicking it, that's it, and you can hear it. How rough that sounds. So that's why we're replacing it. So first thing you need to do is you can see that there, I'll just slacken off those 4mm hex heads. There's one there and one this side, so just crack them undone. They could be tight, so just do them a little bit at a time each one. So just back them off till they're loose. No need to take them right out, we'll just undo them like that. So once you've undone those, what you need is a T30 Torx bit for the centre there. Just put that in there, and we'll crack that undone. So just hold on your crank arm, undo the ratchet. Should come undone easy. And what you can do is we'll remove that nut out of the centre there. Like that. Once you got that out, you can go ahead and remove your crank arm, and then if you can't push it back through like that, what you need to do is get a soft blow hammer or rubber mallet, just give that a tap like that and pull it on through and out the other side. There's the chainring side. Now you can access the bottom bracket cups, as you can see there, if you can hear that. Bearings are completely shot in that. So go ahead and remove the bottom bracket. So next we remove the cup from the left hand side, as you can see there. Now what we've got for that is a tool like this, so you can put a socket on it or a spanner over there, a big adjustable spanner, so you got more leverage on it to undo it. So this tool is Shimano Hollowtech 2 bottom bracket tool. So that'll fit over there like that. And then we put either a big ratchet, or I'm using a big bar here, a couple of foot long bar. And then this is the left hand side, so it's anti-clockwise is undoing it. So I'll just be pulling up on the bar. See there, it's coming undone. So I'll just carry on winding that out. There you have the cup from the left hand side. So go ahead and remove the right hand side. So we are on the right hand side. Now this cup is clockwise, is undoing it. So I'll just crack it undone again. And then once we got it slackened off, just wind it out. And what you'll see once you got it out is you need to keep there's a spacer on there, you see there, so you need to keep that off of the bottom bracket, keep the spacer. So there's the standard bottom bracket that come in the bike removed. As you can see, this is Samox bottom bracket. So very poor quality, and they don't last. The bearings in it are terrible, considering the bike has done hardly any miles whatsoever, but this way less than 500 miles. The bearings are so notchy in it, it's like they're just full of gravel, so very bad quality. So what we'll do is we replace it with a Shimano bottom bracket, Hollowtech bottom bracket instead. So what we need to do is first is clean out inside your bottom bracket there. You can see, I'll zoom in, clean out that dirt in the bottom of there, make sure it's all cleaned out and thread to clean everything in the shell. We're ready to go ahead and install the bottom bracket. So we got the bottom bracket there cleaned up. So what we're replacing it with is Shimano Hollowtech 2 bottom bracket. Like I said, as you can see, it's the same as the Samox one that come out like that. That's why I say keep the spacer off for this one, just in case you haven't got a spacer for your Shimano one. So if yours comes with a spacer, the Shimano bottom bracket, then you can use the supplied spacer. If not, just keep hold of the one that come off of the bottom bracket we just removed and keep that, or just use that, or use the plastic Shimano one. So first thing to do now is put some, after we got it all cleaned up, is put some grease around the thread on both sides before we put the bottom bracket in. Now, because we're now using a Shimano bottom bracket, what we've got is the ends are removable, the cups off the ends. So what you're looking for is you've got a right hand side, it's got an R on it, and the middle piece has got a left and right on there as well. So obviously you want the right hand side first, where your chain would be. So what I'll do is get the spacer as well, put some grease around the thread while you got it off. Put your spacer over and go ahead and put that in. So to do it up, it's anti-clockwise to do it up, so it should go in nice and smooth. Don't cross thread it, make sure that it's going in, should go in relatively easily by hand like that before you need the tool on it. That's all the way in by hand there. Then we just finish it off with the tool. Obviously if you've got a big enough torque wrench you can torque it up like 40 Newton meters, but if you haven't, then just use a ratchet or your bar and just nip it up tight. So just do it up like that until it stops. That's enough. So we'll move round to the other side, put the cup in. So all we do with this cup is just put some grease around there on the thread, and then this side, left hand side, just tighten in the normal direction, so clockwise to tighten it up. So we get that screwed in all the way again. Till it stops, and then we tighten it down. So that's the bottom bracket installed in there now, so we're ready to go ahead and refit the chain set. So now we've got the bottom bracket installed, we go ahead, put the chain set back in. So what you want to do is, obviously after you've cleaned it all up, any old grease and dirt, then you want to re-grease the axle through the middle so we can slide it back through. Just put some grease over that, and on the splines on the end a little bit like that. So then we slide it through from the right hand side. So once you get it started, just tap it through, obviously all the way, making sure that it has gone in all the way on the drive side, so it's actually tight up against where you put the bottom bracket in, otherwise the crank arm won't go on if it's not pushed up tight. So you might need to tap this side with a rubber mallet to get it go through, or your hand, palm of your hand. So I'll just put some more grease over the splines on the end there, like that. Then you're ready to put the crank arm back on. So we'll see the opposite direction from the other arm. So get that lined up on the splines like that, slide it on. Now once you put it on like that, then the nut goes in the centre. Make sure there's a little bit of grease on that, on the threads, before you put it in. And then with your Torx bit again, just put that in, making sure that it's going in without cross threading it. Just tighten that down by hand like that, and then all you're going to do with that is nip it up just a little bit. Just nip that up ever so slightly. Don't tighten it up tight, because that's putting the load on the bearings, preload. So if you tighten up too much, then you find your cranks really tight and the bearings won't last because you put too much load on them to start with. So what you want to do is, when I finally tightened everything up, we just check it for play then. So all you need to do is do up your 4mm hex heads. Just do one up until it stops, and do the other one. Just do them in a crisscross pattern so it tightens them down evenly like that. And when you've done that, you can just check the torque on them. Just do them to 10 Newton meters. Just do each one at a time. So that's the arm installed. Now you want to just grab hold of the frame and grab hold of the arm and rock it backwards and forwards like that. Make sure there's no play in it at all. There shouldn't be any play in it. It should be nice and solid. If you feel any slight play in it, then you need to slacken those bolts off again and then just nip up the centre bolt there just a little bit, a fraction more. There shouldn't be any play in it. Now it should be nice and quiet. Like that. So now we're ready to go ahead and refit the chain back on. So we get the chain back on now. Let's just pull forward on the derailleur and drop the chain on like that. And that's the installation complete. So I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more cycle related content. Till next one, ride safe and I'll see you then.